Mai Kako, a Komamaida Curtain Call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown.
Jazz Maui's Jazz and Blues Festival
Kicked off with a rousing concert at King Kekaulike Performing Arts Center featuring the Tadashi Thomas Quartet. When he was at King K, he was known as Jake Thomas, but since he left, he has been making a name for himself in the Big Apple as Tadashi Thomas, his given middle name. The Haʻikū native recently graduated from SUNY Purchase and has been under the mentorship of trumpet greats John Faddis and Ingrid Jensen. He brought his quartet here for the second half of the show, and what a group they are. Joining Mr. Thomas on trumpet were Caelen Cardero piano, Aaron Carceres bass, and Julian Miltenberger drums. For the next hour, they had the joint jumping with up-tempo versions of classics such as All the Things You Are and It Could Happen to You, and Mr. Thomas's and Mr. Miltenberger's fine original compositions. They opened with a terrific upbeat number, Mr. Miltenberger's tribute to the late great drummer Ralph Peterson, Blues for RP. Here he demonstrated his unique musicality on the drums. They followed that with the great Nat King Cole tune by Nacio Herb Brown, You Stepped Out of a Dream. And on this, Caelen Cardero demonstrated virtuosic technique and inventive soloing. Also, Aaron Carceres did a most musical bass solo. Totally owned this chestnut. Another well-known tune, Benny Golson's Stablemates, followed. The quartet ran away with this one. Cardero did a breathtaking two-hand octave solo that I wished Mr. Golson, who celebrated his 95th year with us in January, could have heard. Mr. Thomas then performed his original Southbound, inspired by his trip to the Grand Central Station in the city from Westchester on Metro North. He captured the nature of the experience as the train careens down the tracks to the Big Apple. In their version of All the Things You Are, Mr. Thomas's opening solo was stratospheric and not only made the audience feel pride, but also anticipation for what the future holds for our wonderful gift to the music world. Mr. Cardero seemed to be listening to his fingers. Mr. Thomas loves his home, and we all heard it in his tribute to his home, Peahi. It had a samba beat that captured the rhythm and sentiment Mr. Thomas has for his home. The audience demanded a hana-ho, and encores can often be kind of, okay, we'll do a quickie for you. But no, the Tadashi Thomas lit into Freddie Hubbard's tribute to the greatest alto saxophonist of all time, Charlie Parker, in Bird-like. And what an end. Every member had a star turn, but Mr. Thomas did his best tribute to Bird. It was an outrageously exceptional closing of a great evening of music. I hope these guys get into the studio in the near future. They are a vibrant, inventive, virtuosic quartet deserving of a wider audience. Brian Neal deserves all the accolades available for keeping jazz not just alive, but thriving and growing. This week in cooperation with Backlit Buddha Studios, there will be daily workshops with Maui's Jazz Royalty, sharing their knowledge and experience in teaching workshops. Go to jazzmaui.org for all the information you might want on this. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo for joining me. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.